Hello. How are you? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Honestly, though, anything that makes cycling more accessible is nice win, so I'm all for it. Dude, no, this is a step forward in bike technology. I'm gonna warm up a bit, chat, wait for some people to mosey on in, and then I want to show you guys the video GCN just put out. I mean, I think they have a bit of disinformation in the video because they immediately like fact check themselves like later in the video, so I wanted to kind of go through it, give you my impressions, and show you that we got some new things to play with. And by new things, these are good things, I think. So today's plan is to do the long ride because we slacked off on Monday, and do that thing. But guys, did you notice that you can basically ride most of the stages? Like, you could basically complete Tour of Watopia like on your own time right now. So if you go into the Tour of Watopia page, you could straight up ride stages 3 and 4 right now if you wanted to. Like, I could just go do this. Still no for stage 5 because that's the one they're going to be releasing the new set of Watopia roads. But yeah, if you want to just like knock them out, like just to make sure that you have them done, you can do so. Don't know if you'd really want to, but it's just an option. I randomly ran into this feature, premium feature, by the way. Hey, what's up, the Leeway? Welcome in. How are you doing today? Good morning. We are jumping on Zwift. Unfortunately, we don't have the dance moves that Lady does, but we can at least spin the legs around. Thanks for stopping by the way. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Oh, my bot must be broken. Pro streamer. I am a... Since you're new here, just know that we are a pro streamer family here. We always do the pro... I don't know where I was going with that. Have I been on Kick long? No, not really. Like 2 or 3 months. And I'm doing like this multi-stream thing right now. I'm on here, Twitch, YouTube. Just for the shits of it, I guess. I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, I just like streaming. So I want to meet people, and I basically it's actually like it's a two-sided street, really. I utilize the energy of chat to make me not be lazy. So like, you think you come here to be entertained? No, I come here because you guys keep me on the bike. But yeah, I do mostly Zwift streams, which is a cycling simulator. Lady Sarin, that's where I met her. She does Zwift. And so I'm guessing you came over from there because I don't really have much community on Kick at the moment. You are officially my 24th follower. Let's freaking go. But there's an event going on right now in Zwift. For a lot of people, this is one of the top events of the year because it is a huge staged event. There are usually hundreds and hundreds of people that join in from all over the world, riding in their basements and stuff. And you get double XP, so if you're looking to grind some levels out, unfortunately I'm maxed out, so I'm doing it in hopes that they increase the level cap one day again. But that's a random thing when they do. Loki, what's up, my friend? Did half of level 38 in a week, and I bet you just like rode, like you probably didn't even like pay too much attention to it, like, because if you grind it, you can just, it's nuts, man. And there's an exploit going on with it right now, which makes it even better. Like, you can grind so much XP right now. Did not make much extra. Yeah, see, that's the best part, is that you don't have to. Oh, no, not yet, Ivany. Not yet, man. That's one of the hot topics of today. I'm actually very excited. I was very excited when I watched the video this morning on it. But yeah, I was just kind of taking a minute to let people flow into the group. Yeah, the new Cog. I mean, Cog, what? Hey, what's up, Pedro? No, we're racing tomorrow, and we raced yesterday. So today is just me trying to find what's left of my legs out in the virtual world and see if I can reattach them. The new Cog. Yep. Llama's video seems to be the most informative. Okay, we'll have to let's watch that one together, because I've only seen the Juicy and Tech one, and it started right away with misinformation from what I'm gathering. They basically said right away that this new piece of tech is only compatible with 8 through 12 speed, and then they throw a 10 speed on it. And I'm just like, okay. Pedro, no, we miss you already. That's all right, man. I understand. This is we do very low watts here with a lot of most of our watts are devoted to our mouth. We talk a lot, really. That's what she. Indie Velo got a mention in shade. Oh, okay. Let's go. I was dude, I'll tell you what, Ivany, I was tagging DC Rainmaker, I was tagging GP Llama like a shit ton on some Indie Velo stuff. Like, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let's hear it, guys. Let's hear it. My category, I am a B+. Right now I'm a like pretty middle of the road B. My fitness isn't totally peaked right now. But sometimes we get into A category, but it's really rare. Usually it takes like me overdoing it for a few weeks and then completely crashing hard on the other end, you know what I mean? I've traditionally, when I'm at like really good fitness, like right on that cusp, which makes people hate me. That's okay. I don't mind if you guys hate me. You can hate watch all you like. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find that GP Llama video right now, because I had the GCN video pulled up, but I'd rather get a actual professional's opinion on it. No offense. No offense. We love GCN. GCN's great. It's fun. Oh, dude, the ad, guys. Even the ad for it was was for this new Zwift hub. So guys, what we're talking about right now is Zwift just released an update to the Zwift hub in the form of the Zwift Hub 1, which is exactly the same, as I can tell, as the original Zwift hub, but it comes with a new piece of kit. What's the official name for it? Is the Zwift Cog plus Click upgrade kit, which you can get for your OG Zwift hub. But yeah, okay. Anyway, oh shoot, I missed a bunch of chat. Shoot. Hey, what's up, Clutch? What's up, Ride Up? How's it going, guys? So nice, Zwift managed to make hardware to do the same Indie Velo does with software. Rip. Well, so here's the idea, though. Here's the idea: is it's more about hardware compatibility rather than the software side of it. At least that's what I'm gathering from it. Is it allows basically anything with relatively standard size wheels. There was like some disclaimers that like something like a Brompton with those like super small wheels might not work or doesn't work. And apparently you need a derailleur, but that hasn't been like, I'm sure there's a way around that because it's just purely for tension. So you can buy a tensioner or something for like a single speed, I bet. But they have there is video out there of a down tube shifting 10 speed working on it. So that was like, when I saw that, I was like, yes. Well, it takes a lot of watts to talk. Yeah, it does. Virtual shifting, so it's a matter of time. Yep. Play's still not available to a lot of countries, including Canada. That's true, because they did just say that those weird little like textured buttons on the side of your Zwift Play controllers are Virtual shifters, like we knew. What's up, guys? Hey, what's up, Felty? How are you, my friend? Good evening. How are you? Hold on, let me get this. My bots have been broken today, so let's see if this works, if anything happens. Oh, well, that worked. Half of it's working. So yes, clutch, 8 speeds. Confirmed 8 speeds. There's still a bit of speculation other than the fact that we've seen a 10 speed, aka a 5 rear cog. So, yeah. Thank you, Frosty Tools, for that beautiful introduction for Felty. How was Indyville? I saw you were on Crank Up too. Were you not on there very long? Because I clicked out, then I clicked back in, and I saw Indyvelo. Virtual shifters, yes. Crash, or Crank Up, crash twice. Crash up. Crash up. Yep, there we go. OBS conflict. Dude. Yeah, honestly, I think most of the issues are OBS when it comes to things crashing, at least for me. And Crank Up. Oh, OBS crashed too. It like fully crashed it out. But yeah, so I like this new thing with the Zwift Hub 1. And now that I'm just jump in the pen, we're not gonna do a free ride. Jump in here and then we'll watch the video while we are warming up. Zwift Hub 1! Yes, the Zwift Hub has an update, and I think it's a great update because it doesn't cost any more unless you upgrade your Zwift. I know you have a Zwift Hub, Dan, but to upgrade it to the Zwift Hub 1 is about $60 right now. But you only need it if you want the virtual shifting. Isn't that funny? Yeah, we found a new bot to play with. You can't use it with the kicker core yet. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the kicker core yet, but I don't see why not. It just goes on an existing like freewheel, or the freewheel or the free hub that's on the cassette already. It goes on that already, so I'd straight up think, yeah, just a firmware. How's the virtual shifting work? Like kicker bike kind of thing? Yeah, so if you have the Zwift Hub already, those two little textured buttons next to the steering toggles will become shifters. We kind of talked about that. We kind of were expecting that to happen because there really wasn't much going on with that button. So, yeah. Oh, shoot. Hey, thanks. Man, I do not like pairing through the companion app. That's the one thing I miss my Polar the most for. My Garmin, for some reason, will not reach the Wi-Fi of my computer, or the Bluetooth of my computer. So when I got this Garmin heart rate monitor, I had to switch to the Bluetooth mode. But I wish I didn't have to. I feel like clicking my bearing. Time for the recall. I will forcibly delaminate it, allegedly, so I can get a free one. Hopefully they send the bearings too. But looks at things, Wahoo Free Hub is the same as the Wahoo Hub. Oh, yeah. So they should be the same, right? If they're the same, you need the Zwift Click if you do not have the Zwift Play. So you need one or the other for shifting. If you upgrade, if you buy that little, the hub cog or whatever, it comes with the Click by default. But you don't need to use it, apparently. I think the most recent Zwift Play firmware update that happened like 3 or 4 days ago was to accommodate the shifting. Because I was like, that's an odd update. I feel like they just did a firmware update. Yes, or the Play. Yeah. Oh yeah, I missed that. From the look of it, it looks like it just sits. It just goes on a standard free hub. I mean, isn't the Zwift hubs free hub the same as the like the kicker cores and stuff, or have the same key pattern at least? I think they said it's not compatible with Campagnolo, so I'm guessing it has to do with the keyed pattern and where it sits. Because isn't Campagnolo's different? Quick, it's wireless. It's a little like, here, actually, stop explaining. Let's let the pros explain. It doesn't fit over a standard cassette. So wait, is the Zwift hub not on standard, standard free hub then? How does that work? Okay, screw it though. We're gonna watch the video instead. I can't explain things. Okay, so we're gonna mute this. And theater mode.
Zwift have released some significant updates to their Zwift Hub Smart Trainer for both existing owners and those looking to purchase new. There's a lot to cover, so a quick summary. 10 Hz race mode, improving the trainer responsiveness over Bluetooth. Virtual gearing arrives. There's a lot to unpack there. And there's a new Zwift Hub 1 bundle featuring the Zwift Cocg and
Can you hear it all right?
Zwift Click device, allowing you to change gears virtually when using this. So
the Cocg removes the hub. Oh, it does. Oh, that's stupid.
They should have made it.
That would have been a smart thing if they had made it so that it slides over standard Shimano free hub.
Increasingly rare these days. I'm actually impressed with anything, but this I am a fan of.
Then they could have sold it to Wahoo users.
Very well. In fact,
they could have sold it to freaking Cirrus users.
With my Di2 battery,
whoopsies. Honestly, that is
this is a truly
they missed the whole market there.
Okay, digging further into the details of each of those new features, starting off with race mode, 10 Hz power
Cog. Oh, shoot. Misspelling, my bad.
Now, if you're familiar with Wahoo and how they do it with their Whoopsies. Connection, this is pretty much exactly the same, making your avatar more responsive in-game. As soon as you push on the pedals, your power number will go up, but also in the reverse. As soon as you back off the power, your avatar will technically slow down a little bit too. It just makes things more responsive.
Yes,
mode,
but you still can't throw your old 5-speed or a 7 or so, or like a 7-speed
it is sim mode, and
on there. That's the big deal.
It doesn't work over Ant+. To get this, you'll need to be on
the software
100%. 5.20 or above, and you are good to go. One thing to be aware of is how jumpy that power number will be with instant power showing, and also 3-second average at the moment is still a little bit jumpy as well.
I have a habit, high quality
Next up, virtual
pronunciation
gearing,
of
allowing
words.
you to stay in the one physical gear and change gears virtually. Now for that, you will need the Play controllers or the new Zwift Click device.
So there he kind of brings it up. So this is the little click over here, right down here. It's this teeny little thing, and then you can put it anywhere. It just has a little rubber band strap. Or, yeah, if you have the Play, the little textured buttons,
on the outside
which we knew that was coming.
That allow you to go
We've been talking about that.
Down the virtual cassette. Or this can be placed anywhere on your handlebars to go up and down. These are.
I thought it was cool in the GC and Tech video. Connor put it on his down tube. And that's how I was like, oh, that's that's definitely a 10-speed. He's going, like, super traditional. And he had it down on his down tube, so he'd do his virtual shifting like old school.
Bluetooth only devices, so you will need to be using Bluetooth for these to work. How this works is the
Zwift has the best Cog at the moment.
Pairs to Zwift, and Zwift sends those
and I know my cogs
commands to the hub. The controllers don't talk directly to the trainer. At this point in
Not
time,
as good as
24 gears, all
Ewan,
sequential
but you know,
on one
we
big
try.
virtual block, giving you a ratio of 0.75 through to 5.49. Now, doing the quick backward math on that, it's equivalent to a 33 on the front, 44 on the back for the easy gears, and for the big gears, it's equivalent to a 55-10 on the back. So quite a spread of gearing there. There's some smarts built into the firmware that when you first start riding in your session, it will detect what size chainring you have on your bike by looking at your cadence and the flywheel speed, and it will adjust those virtual ratios accordingly. This means if you have a mountain bike or a gravel bike with a 1x setup and quite a small front chainring on the front, you'll still get those
maybe the
virtual
click could work. Yeah, maybe.
as listed. It is recommended that you use the small ring with this configuration if you have a double
No,
chainset.
seriously
except
though,
in
guys, they
one
could, if they
scenario
made this
that
fit
only
over a
few
standard
people
free hub
will
body.
encounter, and I'll get into the details of that later in the video.
I see a lot of people who'd get it just to avoid
real-world usage
wearing
of
out
virtual
a
shifting,
cassette.
virtual gearing, and a preview of the Zwift Cog you can see there on the back of the bike. Now, once
And
the play
god dang,
controllers
having
can
having
be clicked
any gear
or
ratio you
paired
want,
up,
yes please.
you can see the responsiveness.
Oh, and it
of
connects
the
over the
power. Actually,
same
I'll pair
connection as
heart
the
rate sensor
controller.
through the Zwift hub as well.
Oh, I'm sure
even
that'll
though it
work
hasn't been
perfect.
working that well with the Garmin
We won't have any premium features dealing with this, will
You see
we?
the power numbers there, updating quite fast. That's the 10 hertz mode. As I'm pressing the pedals there, you can see it just pop up straight away.
They have to do that too.
It feels even more
That's actually
responsive
that actually brings up another point. It has to connect that way, because right now, most of the Zwifters out there, you okay, Bubba? He's coughing. Most of the Zwifters out there, love it or hate it, are on the Apple TV, and most Apple TVs, if I think maybe the newest one has a different Bluetooth that allows more connections, but up until that, the most recent one, you're only allowed like a few connections, and you already had your remote as one of them. So it's why they actually created the bridge through the companion app, is so that it would allow people on like Apple TV to connect, many different devices, like just basically through the app. But that is an issue, and they had to address that. So there's a reason they have them all paired up together right now.
And when you
whether
are
good or
riding
bad.
And your avatar does respond. Alrighty, let's get okay on that. Now the settings for virtual gearing is over here under your preferences. Yep, right there, Llama. My settings. And right down the bottom there, if you have the play controller configured or paired or a click controller, you will have the option.
Would you use a standard cassette and then use virtual shifting? Maybe. It's not connecting to the Cog itself. Like, that's not a smart gear. It's just literally a hardware device, right? So, because the click actually goes to the trainer. Yeah, I would maybe. Dude, that would be sick if I had virtual shifting and I never actually had to change gears on my cassette. I would be okay with that. Actually, really cool.
Therefore, virtual shifting on or off. It is optional. And the controls, as listed there, the
Even before,
outside
yep, you
buttons,
are an official boomer. It's against the
up
rules.
and
You
down.
can't do it.
Your cassette.
As Zwift
and you're
said
good to
so.
go. Okay, in game and rolling along. You can see the gear indicator there on screen for Zwift.
Cog
An
still
indication
need
of
to find a
1
gear that doesn't
to
make noise.
24.
Yeah, so you'll tune it for one gear.
And
Everything's
the gear
fine.
change response time is
Barnes!
absolutely brilliant, and it needs to be for
Good to
very,
see you,
very
my
good
friend.
reason. I'll explain why in just a few
How you
moments.
doing?
But I have this paired via the companion
Been keeping
app.
up with you
I
on
found response time when pairing
Instagram.
via iOS
Hope you're well, my friend.
when running Zwift on the iPhone to be really, really good. And
If
directly
the
to
Cog
Windows
could slide a
Bluetooth as
bit,
well
yeah, it
is
had like
usually good.
a bit of a spring tension
If not,
front and
a little
back.
bit would fix that.
That would be
You can
kind of
see there,
nice.
I'm clicking through the gears super fast, and the cadence is changing because those resistance changes
Look at
are
that.
very, very quick.
How
and
interesting.
That's what gave me the "oh wow, this works" moment that I had.
I think that is
when I
a
first
serious
used
oh wow
this.
moment.
If it was slow and laggy, it would be a frustrating experience. But with this configuration, it it really, really did impress me. Now, a little
The
further down the
transmitter
road,
you were
on
filming.
Titan's Grove,
Yeah,
and I'll show
dude.
you why the gear
That is some
changing
fun content. I'd like to
responsiveness
shoot
is so
some
important.
action like that.
Right here, as I stand up, I grab a few extra gears, and that resistance is there straight away through the pedals.
Bike Beast, infinite gears now.
If that gear change didn't
Infinite
take
gears. Now all the
place as quick,
100%ers are going to
then I'd be spinning out. This
be
bike
even
here has a
more
39 on,
on
the
their
front and
100%
14 obviously on the back with the
train.
Cog.
No, you have
And
no
the
excuse.
resistance was applied straight away, which made the experience just like riding a bike, or I guess just like what you'd expect with gears when there's physical gearing.
It
So
better
that's
be
one
a
very,
perfect,
very important attribute
perfect
of this setup. They did get right
drive line.
from the get-go, which was good. Now, final on-bike demonstration is a sprint. Now, typically on a smart trainer, if I'm in the 39 on the front and 14 on the back, I'll spin out a sprint straight away. You just can't provide enough resistance. But with this virtual gearing, we'll put it to the test of it applying enough resistance.
If they do that low key and don't tell anyone,
to see how it goes. All right, down some gears.
I would be okay with it.
I was able to top out at just over.
I would be very okay with that, actually.
And
I would love that.
It didn't miss a beat with that virtual gearing. As soon as I backed off and clicked down a few gears, it's a little easier.
And you don't have to worry about
down,
chain drop, chain skip,
and good to go.
Whatever.
So, as I said, the virtual gearing and virtual shifting is very, very important.
Dude, I want to do a ride with my 10-speed now. Yeah,
Next
it does.
up, and related to virtual shifting is the Zwift.
And you can use the Zwift hub or the Zwift play to shift.
Anybody can use that as long as you have the hub and the controllers to change virtual gears. But this is a problem solver of sorts. It's a single 14-tooth sprocket wedged between two discs onto a free hub. Now with this plus virtual shifting, you don't need to worry about matching your 11-speed bike with an 11-speed cassette or switching cassettes for different bikes. You just install your bike, change to the physical gear that lines up, and change gears virtually.
This really does great things for the hardware side.
It will be bundled with the Zwift Click. The Zwift Click comes
virtual cycling.
That and has some O-ring adapters for you to mount anywhere on your bike, and it comes in the same price as what's now
10 speed.
known as the Zwift
Sorry,
Classic, where you choose.
I'm using 10 speed a bit generally. 10 speed, more like 2x5, is one of the original bike shifting setup. You'd have your 2 in the front and your 5 in the back, and you'd shift them on the bottom part of your down tube, or on the top part. Sorry, on the top of your down tube, there'll be a couple little shifters that you'd mess with before they then put them up on the handlebars. There are actually some that mounted to the neck of a bike too.
Bike 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is just another option to choose with only one gear. The Zwift Cog and Zwift Click.
Wait, hold on, I need to go back here.
Click comes in a little box like that and has some O-ring adapters for you to mount anywhere on your bike, and it comes in the same price as what's now known as the Zwift Hub Classic, where you choose a cassette that matches your bike. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is just another option to choose.
Okay, so I think he's kind of sideways hinting that this will fit every type of drivetrain.
The Zwift Cog and Zwift Click is available to purchase as a standalone bundle for US $59 or equivalent.
You're on your 8-speed. Is that a 1-by? Do you have a front shifting?
Introductory period,
is it actually a 16 or a 24-speed?
This is not a requirement for you to use virtual gearing. All you need is some shifters or the click, and you're good to go with your existing cassette. This is, as I said, a problem solver.
Did you hear that,
Zav?
Zav?
Also works well for.
You hear that, Zav? I answered your question. Yes, it does work with a standard cassette. You do not need the Cog. So this goes for everyone. That's okay. Zwift earned some points in my book for that. The road might... Dude. Barnes, 32-bit is not a gimmick. I will say that. It is not a freaking gimmick. When you can have your safety track
okay, so on to some
being 32-bit.
There's going to be a lot of questions regarding these new updates to the Zwift Hub.
It is gnarly, dude.
Virtual shifting with other trainers.
Don't even have to think.
Not at this point
if you're running gun,
Zwift are open to allowing other manufacturers to use their protocol. So we'll see what comes of that. Similarly, will virtual shifting work with other riding platforms such as IndieVelo? The answer there is no, not at this point in time. Again, Zwift are open for other manufacturers and other software companies.
Yeah, they'll have to pay for that.
We'll see how
that API
progresses in the future. I do believe IndieVelo also have their own virtual shifting.
Just wait.
What if
proprietary
I have the Zwift Cog set up
virtual
and I
shifting
use Trainer Road? Well, if you're grinding out an erg session on Trainer Road, you're all good. It will work. I did a short erg session today, and it performed extremely well.
There you go,
What is
Zap.
the power accuracy like when using virtual shifting and or the Zwift
Is the
Cog?
update out
Well,
for them
the
to
Zwift
be in
Cog
use? I mean, they're
itself
being
is,
sold, so I'd
just
assume
another cog. There's no
that the
smarts
current
built into this whatsoever. So when it comes to
Zwift
power
version
accuracy, nothing really changes.
allows for this.
This is pretty much the recommended gearing for you to be using in erg mode anyway for the best response out of the trainer. Now, in regards to sprint accuracy, and there's one corner case that a few people may encounter.
Oh, it's
If you're doing
adjustable.
sprints
Nice.
over
I didn't know that.
watts, then the power accuracy of the Zwift hub when using a smaller front chainring isn't within the...
So I'd like to say I think it's fun that he just like name dropped Indie Velo just to name drop Indie Velo because everyone's asking about Indie Velo. Is that a thing?
Percentage
Is that actually a thing?
specifications. It's going to be undercutting
happening?
you a few watts. Now, if you do have a geared bike, the workaround for that is to put it into the big ring for sprints if you want better accuracy, and then changing back for everything else. Look, this is an edge case, but it is something to be aware of if you're punching out some monster sprints. And lastly on my list, will virtual shifting work over ANT or ANT+? The answer is no. Everything needs to be connected via Bluetooth for this to work.
No
Now,
ANT+.
any further questions you have, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot
statement.
with these updates, put them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get some answers.
That's a
and get
statement
back
right
to you
there.
as soon as I can. Okay, and finally today, just some commentary around what Zwift have done with the Zwift hub and how it's changed things quite significantly. Now, they've taken a mid-range smart trainer, given it a budget price tag, they've added to it within 12 months auto calibration, 10 Hz race mode, virtual shifting, and they sell it with a cassette of your choosing upon purchase. I think Zwift have shown the established hardware manufacturers what can be done when there's no reliance on selling you new hardware every few years. It's obvious that Zwift's goal is to get more subscribers on the platform, which I think has allowed them to squeeze a lot more out of the hardware that they're selling. So 12 months ago, Zwift beat the established market on price with a $499 smart trainer. 12 months later, they're beating the established market with features on that $499, well, $599 trainer. Look, if you're not a Zwifter, if you're not in the market for one of these trainers, you still have to respect what they're doing and what they're squeezing out of this hardware. It is a game changer, no question. What I'm keen to see is how the market responds. It's going to be very, very interesting. Okay, so any questions?
I am in agreement with
today, let me know
Shane.
in the comments below, and let me know your take on virtual shifting if you've tried it out. And with that, thanks for watching.
So, the thing is, with a lot of with a lot of people, when it comes to barrier to entry into Zwifting, there is a pretty decent barrier to entry, right? We kind of have to acknowledge that. Like, at the very least, if you want a full-featured setup, you're going to be spending, what, now $600. Let's just be real. There's nothing really... I mean, really, there's very little incentive other than extreme budget-minded people to not buy a direct drive like the hub. And now, you can throw whatever frickin' bike from Walmart on it without even messing with adapters, you know, fine-tuning different shims. Throw it on and go. Oh, you only have one trainer and you have a family? Now your kid's bike can go on right after your bike without a cassette change because they're still on a, you know, an 8-speed or a 7-speed. Is there a, are there hotkey toggles on Indie Velo for the virtual gearing now? 2x8. See, there you go, Barnes. So your bike would work great on it. Your bike would work perfect. You don't even, it literally takes a lot of the research completely out of it. Like, you just, it works with the bike. Does your bike have a derailleur? Then it works. That's a lot easier than being like, well, hold on, do you have Shimano? Do you have this? It just takes, you know, it takes the barrier to entry down. The level of knowledge is less to get in on it. Hey, Marblehead, how you doing, man? You can buy a Bluetooth button on Amazon, really? Oh, shit. Yeah, they need to be able to map it to the Zwift Play. That'd be so good. You just watched that, Frag? Yeah, I am very stoked. I think this is a big move in the hardware world for virtual cycling. I kind of want to see if I can mess with it. You're on Claris too. Special spacer. For the cassettes, most people don't know. Yeah, exactly. So, another thing, if you guys remember, it's actually sitting right over there, the budget Zwift build, where we used a used $300 Cyclops hammer and a $120 bike off of Amazon and bought a shim kit. It was a 7-speed, so technically it didn't fit, but we found the right shim spacing so that it did fit. But it took it took a level of knowledge that if people are buying Walmart bikes and looking for cheap trainers, they might not, you know, be the kind of person to be like, oh, I need this shim and that shim. I don't know, it just seems like a good move, you know? Sell a bit with free year of Zwift. Yeah. And that's a good incentive too, Cheerio. I think so. The 1-year subscription to Zwift. Plus bike if you don't have one. Yeah. That's the thing. It's just like any used old bike now. Literally, you can get a bike from the 70s and it'll work with it. Oh, you can shift with the keyboard? Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I missed when BK said that. Started this and swap bikes with the wife and have been available the first started Zwifting. Yeah, exactly. It would have, you know, saved you a bit of time or determined whether she's really into Zwift or not, to the point where do you want to spend another $600 on a trainer kind of thing. And again, the average person isn't able to just swap out a cassette. Like, they don't have the hub tools. The special cassette tool and chain whip. Like, you know, a lot of cyclists may have that, but a lot of cyclists also do not. Why wouldn't they? A good idea? I think so, man. It's just nice to see something that not only helps the corporate, but also helps the consumer base. It's like a win-win for everyone, and how often does that happen? Usually a good deal is when everyone's pissed off. Dude, right, Frack? Yeah, seriously. Well, Frack, $60 upgrade. A bit pricey if you think about it. It's just literally a mechanical device with a Bluetooth, literally a $2 Bluetooth controller. But yeah, the thing is people are gonna see that and be like, oh, okay, no Zwift Play, I'll just buy the Zwift Cocg. I do see some interesting things in it, you know. You had to either file down an existing spacer a few spots or order Shimano's proprietary one. Yeah, and you had to hunt that down. Now, I know most people are used to that these days because that's how the world is. But again, now everyone, all walks of life, any type of bike, can buy a nice trainer. Like, let's not discount, the Zwift Hub is a nice trainer. Victor! Howdy, dude. Good to see ya. So you shift using buttons. Yeah, so there's a little Bluetooth shifter that you can strap wherever you want, or you can use the Zwift Play if you already have the Zwift Play. Because those textured buttons by the rockers for the steering are what we thought, which is they are for shifting. Or next to the steering, sorry. Paying for the R&D and not the parts. Yeah, kind of. It's just nice to see that it was just a refresh. That's basically the standard Zwift hub now. And I fully anticipate them slowly phasing out the original classic. Why wouldn't they? Like, this is, if it's the same price, I feel like this is, in most situations, objectively better. We had an update to the Zwift hub. What's Cocg? My beautiful spelling ability. No, it's just a meme. But we have a new update to the Zwift hub. 1 SKU instead of 5, yep. But yeah, Rob, there's the virtual shifting. I don't know if you've been following the speculative people out there, but we've been kind of talking about within the community that virtual shifting they plan to release, and it was just released officially. I agree, Brian. I think I was talking earlier that it should fit over a standard free hub, like a Shimano free hub. Not only are you selling it to your user base, now you're selling it to Ceres, selling it to Wahoo. But that being said, there really isn't even a need. Technically, if you have the Zwift Play, you don't need to buy the Zwift Cocg, because virtual shifting, according to GP Llama, will work with the standard cassette. So if you have the Zwift Play, congratulations, you're automatically going to get steering. Or, of course, shifting. It's just, yeah, you can buy it for $60 and put it on the existing Zwift hub, Brian. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's the same price to buy the new Zwift hub, the Zwift Hub 1, as the OG Zwift Hub Classic. Yeah, Brian. So now the thing is can we get, thank you, Narax, for the ride on, can we get the Zwift Play shifting, the buttons, to work with Indie Velo so you don't have to buy like a Bluetooth controller or use your keyboard? Not yet, Loki. It does not support the kicker core yet. Let's go. Yeah, I remember Marblehead. Well, yeah, we were just talking about, Ivany was telling us that you can use, you know, Bluetooth, just buttons off of Amazon. But I'll tell you what, I have my Zwift Play controller already on here. Be nice if they just worked, right? If it just worked. What's up, Inhiero Naraha? Welcome in. And you're welcome for that beautiful pronunciation. How are you? Zwift would sell to more countries. Well, this is opening it up to a lot more people. So it's a step in that direction. Because around the world, a lot of people are still on 7 speeds. 7 buys. Like, that's just 26-inch wheels with 7 gears in the back. It's still very common around the world. Yeah, Zav. Dude, they need to sort that out for sure. With the Zwift shifters. Oh, it does? Wait, oh. Yo. Okay. Software is the click. Yep. Yeah, exactly. This is purely hardware. So it should, and according to GP Llama, it should work without the Cocg and just a standard cassette. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that, even though it was a shit pronunciation. Welcome in. How you doing, my friend? I think I've seen you around the community a bit. Glad you found your way in here. Had to spend a ton more. Did you have to, like, basically find someone to smuggle it into the country for you? No, I mean, allegedly, of course. Guys, you want to check? I'll stop. Let's do it. I don't give a shit about this group. I don't mind falling off the back. Let's check it out. Let's see if I can mess with it. Oh, what am I doing? Well, it hasn't been added in here. Hold on. I think, no, wait, it was in the garage, wasn't it? At least in some of the screenshots. Wasn't it? Me? Oh, look at that guy. Third party. You're always on Zwift streams when you have time, dude. It's the place to hang out. It's such great, like, background content, or you can just engage really well because people actually will chat with you for the most part. I think that's sick. So it's not in here. We definitely can confirm it's not in here. Yeah, it wouldn't be here. You'd think it would say virtual gearing on off, and then it would create another menu you could mess with. Yeah, that's just all. Yeah, I don't know. So is it just, is the software not caught up yet? Now I don't know what to think. Barney alone should give them reason to sell to New Zealand. Barney alone should be the reason they do that. Under preferences. Oh, really? Okay. Wait, settings, preferences, trainer difficulty, power display. Yeah, I don't have that yet. Language filter. What the hell? I've turned that off so many times. I feel like every time there's an update, it resets to on. Well, darn. So that's a no, at least at the moment. But that might just need that might just be an update, you know? That might just literally be waiting for an update. Oh, okay. Naranja, okay. That makes sense. So only people who are on the beta testing versions probably have access to it. Available on release, yeah. Apple TV. Yeah, so they set it up so it's the same connection as your Zwift Play controllers. So it's not a new connection. So that is actually a big deal too. And I brought that up. I was like, since most people are on Apple TVs, that just is what it is. They needed to make sure that it didn't basically make it incompatible due to connection limits. Wait, what's happening? Charleston, West Virginia. Oh, let's go. Actual North American cycling. Is it really that anti-cycling? I've never rode through there. So that is the question, Loki. Is it a proprietary? Do you have to remove the free hub body for it to fit? Or does it go over a standard free hub body? Which would make it, yes, compatible with any trainer. Other than if you have Campagnolo drivetrain. America just is so good when they do their cycling things, dude. We just know how to do it to bring the love of the sport to the masses. Shifting is just a button and signal resistance and changes. Yep. I am so hopeful that this is basically meant to open the doors and not further bolster the proprietary nature of a lot of companies. Well, that'll be fun. I'm definitely going virtual shifting. 100% going virtual shifting as soon as it's able. Falls under the finger better. And no likelihood of missing a gear. So that is a win. Yep, pick your best gear and stay there. Apparently the Zwift Cocg is adjustable, we were hearing. I think Ivan was saying that too. I appreciate all your knowledge, dude. Dude, Loki, if they don't make it available for everyone, like, yes, it works technically with every trainer, right? If they allow the pairing through the trainer. That's the only thing, is whether they require like API, specifically like paid for API, so that, you know, that trainer will broadcast it because it has to go through trainer connection. What you find most strange in the Zwift Hub cannot be used by pro riders because of Zada. Yep, it's true. That is a big deal, but also I think the Zwift Hub, it's just like, it's not really marketed like for the top 0.1% elite or top 1% of Zwifters. When the Zwift Hub came out, it really was geared towards getting people onto a direct drive trainer for their first trainer and not starting with a budget, like wheel on. They basically axed the snap. I mean, why would you want the snap when for the same price you get the core, or I mean the hub? Oh wait, what am I saying? Never mind. The kicker snap basically was made obsolete by the Zwift hub. I don't know where I was going with that. Zada, Zwift Anti-Doping Association. It's the anti-cheat for the Zwift world. And if you're familiar with Indie Velo, the founder of Indie Velo was basically the reason that exists. The hub's 10 hertz, so the only issue then is the stated trainer accuracy. Because isn't it like 2 or 3% or like 2.5% accurate according to Zwift? That's the only thing, is that Grand Prix riders and pro riders are required to have a 1% stated accuracy, which I also find extremely funny because there's no standardization for that. It's literally just whatever the company says. Like, I'm sure there is some basis behind it, but it is not standardized. But yeah, the Zwift Hub is such a great option for the average person. And then they have, you know, a great segue into the now kicker move. Oh, you want to race? You love Zwifting? You had the hub? Well, now you got to buy this $1,700 trainer if you want to go top level. But like the Zwift Hub, like, it's acceptable in ZRL if you're not in the pros, like if you're not in the Grand Prix. Like, it's accepted in 99% of races. 99.9% of races. Experience quality as a bullshit reason to withhold feature from us third party. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Are they going to be the big evil corporation? This is actually a bit of a tell. Like, It's looking really good for Zwift right now. Yeah, and that's again, so you're looking at the 1% of the 1% now. You know what I find really cool? We see people like Barney, Weebles, Gabby, Nathan, Ewan, all these people who race at the top level. And they're just like, you know, we hang out with them because they're our friends. You know, we've built a community around them. But those are the exception to the rule. Those people are not the common Zwifter, even though we're used to watching them all the time. Or some of us are. UCI is coming up with a certification process for trainers to assure they're accurate. Let's go! That's what we've needed. Again, that legitimizes virtual cycling even more when they do that. Personally attacked. He feels personally attacked here. But if virtual shifting becomes just like, if the software is on the Zwift app side, yeah, again, virtual shifting is now a thing for all trainers on Zwift, if that's the case. That would be really lame if they're like, oh, this only works with the Zwift hub. Again, actually, Brian, we were talking about this just the other day, BK, about the lack, or no, it was Texas was here talking about that, I think. You might have been here too, BK. But this opens up a whole new demographic of users. Now, new people can, whether they will is another question, but they now, Zwift is reaching a new audience a bit. They had plans to release Zwift the wheel some time ago. Yeah, I remember that. I was very excited for the real life Tron bike, just because, you know, childhood fantasy kind of thing, like poster on the wall. You know that frickin' Eric Min's out there on one of the prototypes just loving life, because you know there's probably a few prototypes out there that are fully functional. The more accessible Peloton. Yeah, I wonder, because the newest Peloton does have smart control, right? You're all forgetting people on bikes at the Zwift hub and Cocg do it better. That's the thing, man. Even if it doesn't necessarily do it better, it's a broader approach. So for some people, it definitely will be better. You know what I mean? Using the mid-range ones to refine the process and the product. Yeah. I'm very, very happy with this. The Zwift wheel and bike will be their top trainer for racers. One day. One day. That's one of those shut up and take my money kind of things. Like, they better have financing, because even if I'm broke, I'm buying it. That's what multiple credit cards are for, right? No, just kidding. Don't listen to me. Well, I mean, now that their frickin' kicker bike is over $4,000 again, like, man, that just upsets me so much. Yep, Ivany, that's the thing, man. They have the software kind of nailed down. Let's just be straight. They have the software kind of nailed down for bringing in the most amount of users compared to other platforms. But now if they can get their hardware to spread to all the platforms, that's the perfect approach. Everything works with Zwift, and the Zwift hardware works with everything. So what's the point of buying anything else? Even if you're going to be riding on a platform that's not Zwift. Technically slap on, yeah, that's the funny thing, Loki. So it's been available in other apps, but you just didn't need hardware. The hardware, I feel like, is purely just to apply a visual to the virtual of what's happening and feel like you're buying something very specific for your task. Possible to mismatch the drivetrain shift and still get it to work at some extent. Yeah. And that's the thing, it pre-calibrates apparently when you just start spinning. Like a trainer with the things for only 900. Yep. Well, that's the thing, right? The hope is that if the Zwift hub gets good enough that like they're gonna have to start dropping prices of like the kicker, you know, and the move and things like that. Because it's just like those products are truly now only marketed to a fraction of a fraction, right? Do I think Zwift will inspire other forms of indoor virtual health video games? Oh, it already has, Freedom, for sure. I mean, for example, Indie Velo is a great example of that because ex-Zwift employees and ex-Zada officials are the two people that basically founded that platform. And they did it because they wanted more out of what Zwift had. They wanted a more fair and balanced approach to racing. They wanted, you know, it was basically tailored towards just the best racing and most fair racing environment possible. Because, you know, I mean, it's got so much better. I'm not going to discount it, but like when we were back at like Zwift's Pack Dynamic like 2.0, I mean, it was a completely different game. So definitely, and I think that's a very important. Actually, there's actually a platform right now owned by Wahoo called RGT. Probably one of the, next to Zwift, one of the most popular platforms, but it wasn't profitable, or for whatever reasons, they're shutting it down. And I'm very upset with that. RGT gave us another data point and certain things that we can see and be like, this makes virtual cycling better. You know, maybe it doesn't make, you know, maybe RGT is not like the most popular, but there's some elements to it that were just amazing. Their steering, still 10 times better than Zwift steering, just because of one small factor, in my opinion, the chevrons that appear on the ground so that you know where you're going. Is it necessary? No. But man, does it enhance, you know, does it add to the virtual experience, in my opinion. We wouldn't have known about that if RGT didn't exist. And those types of things, I think that's important. As a Zwift fanboy, I want other platforms to do better so that Zwift is forced to do better. I think this MyWhoosh announcement, there's another platform called MyWhoosh, recently became the official UCI virtual cycling platform. Like, was I mad about it? Yes, but was I also like glad about it? Yeah, kind of. Another reason for Zwift to get on the innovation train, you know? Hashtag INC. Yeah, it is. So yeah, it's already available on other platforms. They're just making it flashy and now in the spotlight, which is fine because it's a good advancement in cycling, indoor at least. Yeah, or Fondo. Yep. Make sure if you're not on the beta test waitlist for Fondo, I'd recommend at least getting on the list, even if you don't ride it. I mean, the promotional material looks great. Be cool, yep. Guys, I still stand behind the fact that Ruvi has the best representation of trainer difficulty to the real world, in my opinion. I have never been able, on any other cycling platform, to ride at 100% trainer difficulty, but I can on Ruvi because of how they attack and release the resistance on the trainer. It just feels so good. Like, would I ride Ruvi? No. But I I know that it's possible to have a better trainer feel because of Ruby. Yeah, maybe the hub is like entry level to see how the market reacts. Yep. Exactly. They did just release the Zwift Move. So this is probably not the best. But I would assume that the next trainer won't come out for a while. At least until later next year. Yep, hashtag not sponsored. Frack. A couple of friends like Full Gas for the Thai course. Yeah, exactly. Like Grim, SBR. And Freya. They were riding on courses, like actually able to recon a course using Full Gas. The issue with steering is you don't steer the same way in real life. Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it needs to be modified for the virtual world. You need to see where you're going because there's no feeling input. There's no tactile input. You know, we rely on kinesthetics a lot when we're cycling. So you have to replace that somehow to get more in line with the real thing. Do other platforms overskate? I don't think they overstate, Rob. I think it's just how they attack and release. Like when you first feel the resistance bite down, on Zwift it feels like more of a freight train. At least for me. Maybe not for everyone else, but if I was to compare it to Ruby, I switched it to 100% immediately. I was like, wow, this feels great. You just feel this slow ramp into resistance. Lots of RGT users will try that out. Yeah, I think so. I think Indie Velo will bring in a lot of RGT users because of the reason people ride on RGT is for the physics over the environment. And that is Indie Velo in a nutshell. And they walk back to the CO retired. Oh, wrong company. No worries. We appreciate the input. Brack is still here, guys. The difference with Zwift is they aren't the best at anything. They also have more features than other platforms. Yep. And they are the name. When you think of indoor cycling, it's basically Zwifting is one of those home terms in cycling for a lot of people. Like Kleenex, just those name brands that corner a market. They were the first to make it big. Same with like Bitcoin, guys. If you're into cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is not the best currency, but it is the biggest name and it's been around the longest in the spotlight. Zwift is the Bitcoin of the virtual cycling world. Or Velcro, yeah, or Hoover, yeah, exactly. People say they're Zwifting, Like, that is becoming pretty standardized. Think of showing a slight lean, yeah. So, that's the thing. Another thing with that, Loki, is like... So, I've seen other platforms use it, and I'll be real, I feel like it's that uncanny valley a lot of time. Now, maybe it's just because nobody's really got it to look right yet, but... I like that Zwift doesn't steer much, or doesn't lean much. Is that weird? Maybe that's just me. I will accept it's just me. Grim is off Full Gas now because of stability issues. Oh no, I didn't hear that. Fonda might hit some problems. Not sure if the guys saw. Unreal is changing their license now. No, damn you, Unity. It's becoming contagious. I didn't hear anything about that. No, Clutch. Showing slight lean on the avatar. Oh, yeah. Okay, catching back up. We've seen a lot of RGT users come to Indie Velo and already giving great feedback. Yeah. Well, just that, like, the West London VR group was one of the biggest crews on RGT. And they, like, were one of the initial club adopters for RGT. Step out for a second, take away on the Zwift play and hub thing. If I get the play, yes. Yes. but not yet. But yes, they said yes. A Cocg. The Zwift Cocg. Ask Ewan, he knows a lot about Cogs. Big ones, little ones, all the Cogs. Dan, what the heck? Get your mind out of that. Book's defense, you're on slow mode all the time. It's the way to be, guys. I swear to God, I love places. Like when I lived in Hawaii, I loved that attitude of just like people were not rushed. I just love that. Why do I think from the UK had to get away from the giraffe? Yeah. You're afraid he's just gonna all of a sudden peek in your second story window. Hello? Hello? Looking at the subscription model, like, didn't they already have a thing where you had to basically pay? Like, they already had a paid model, right? AKA, in order to actually put the game out there, you had to pay, right? So is it changing that model? Maybe I just don't have a good understanding, but I thought I heard that, like, you can produce things in Unreal all day and night. But if you actually want it to, you know, be downloadable by other people, that's when it starts costing you, right? Maybe I'm way behind the times. Zwift does the lean mostly correct, except when it comes to really sharp corners at speed. True. And Zwift is the best at that. Though I am creating speculation that they are adding cornering physics in the near future. I think that will be a thing. I'm going on record to say that. Just a matter of when. Rainless corners would make these feel better. Some break, yeah, totally. They hinted at it on GCN on one of their episodes. And so I think it might have been an accidental NDA early release, aka accident. Yeah, at least from what I remember, Indie Velo was not looking into steering. At least they weren't a few months back when I was really active. Tough to learn. I want RGT steering in Indie Velo, but that's just me. Racing first, relying on users to create the community. Yeah, it's true. The indie in the name is real. The bots will be replaced. Yeah, that's just like Zwift, right, Ivany? Guys, if you go back and watch some of the OG footage from Zwift, there were a lot of bots. Though Zwift did it where they made them look kind of like the hollow replay bots, or the original pacer bots, the hollow pacers. They made them kind of look more like that. So it was obvious that it was not a human. But that is, Zwift was in that same boat back in the day when they didn't have a user base. Yeah, Loki. I think it is, you know, it adds more variability and possible outcomes to races. At least in Zwift, it definitely does. Pretty good, and each has its own. Yeah, the power curve. Yeah, they're phenotypes. Some riders or some bots are good at climbing. Some are TT specialists, sprinters. That's cool. Yeah, additional skill input. Less variability due to the physics. Like, you have a bit more control. Winter! How have you been, ma'am? Welcome in. We are talking about the new Zwift hardware that just came out for the Zwift Hub that allows for virtual shifting. Kind of spun off onto why we love innovation in virtual cycling in general, but yeah. Do you think that at some point Zwift will buy Indy Velo? Yeah, I would be okay with that, but I know a lot of people will be upset seeing Indy Velo become officially Zwift 2.0. I can see a lot of people being a bit salty about that because they already are salty about that. Is it how you get there when they're yeah? Which Zwift has been I mean, they've had what, 2 physics updates since the Zwift Play? Because it caused certain weird things to happen. There was a patch. Yeah, so one thing that is good, Naranha, is that Zwift is currently working actively with George, the creator of Indy Velo, to make Zwift more fair. So even though George has a vested interest in Indy Velo, it just shows that he truly is passionate about the world of virtual cycling and making it a true esport. So much so he had to be like that angsty child that had to act out in order for the parents to see them. What's up, Red? How you doing, man? Do you see the new Zwift Hub 1 update? Been chatting about that for basically the last hour. More like Zwift Racing, yeah. Zwift Race versus Zwift Ride. Or Zwift Pace versus Zwift Race. That's free for you, Zwift. You're welcome. Age or issues with finish line problems on Zwift? Or was that on Indy Velo? You get excited to realize you could only use it if you replaced your Neo. So wait, Red. According to GP Llama, you do not need the Zwift Hub 1 cogwheel to have virtual shifting. Virtual shifting will be available for all people, even with a cassette. At least that's what, well, he basically implied that. He said that the Zwift Hub with a cassette will still work for virtual shifting, I believe was the actual wordage. So we'll see if it works for like the Neo. But I think it's going to be an in-game setting like on Indy Velo, independent of your trainer. Hopefully. Again, these are not 100% confirmed, but pretty close to confirmed. You need the turbo, really, Red? Maybe Shane was very careful with how he crafted that sentence. But from what it sounded is that the virtual shifting will not be unique to somebody with the Cog. Oh man. Well, I mean, Shane wouldn't have lied, because that's exactly how he worded it, right? Do you code in a bit of personal space bubble? Your avatar will slow and stop. Turn to despite your reckless input. Yeah, dude. Way beyond my level of understanding and expertise. And again, that's how it usually works in the world. The more variables you add, the harder it is to make them work in symbiosis, right? You like... No, you can't buy it. No, you're right, Red. But it is not exclusive. The virtual shifting apparently is not exclusive to that hardware device, if that makes sense. You do not need the Zwift Cog on a Kicker hub, or I mean a Zwift hub, in order to get access to virtual shifting. What you read on Zwift Insider is that they will implement the Zwift Cog in other trainers in the future. That's the smartest thing ever. Again, if they just designed it to fit on a standard Shimano free hub from the beginning, there would be no future design. Zwift's clearly pushing their ecosystem. Dude, Red, that's the main takeaway, I think. Zwift wants two factors to be true. They want all things to work on their platform, but they also want all of their things to work on all the platforms. That's the smart way to do it. Unless you're something like Apple, which Zwift is not Apple. So a closed ecosystem would not have the same effect. If you get cool things, that's nice. Yeah, so Red, it's appearing from what we're kind of piecing together right now that this is overall a really good thing for virtual cycling. It'll work with any bike with a derailleur, from what I understand. And the derailleur is purely for tension, so you could technically put a fixie or a single speed on. You would just probably need to adjust the chain tension or the chain length to do so. You probably model the forces and factors at the play. Scaling should be relatively easy. If it's not, then you're taking logical shortcuts somewhere. Yeah, this goes back to the beautiful mind kind of thing. Him trying to plot the movements of pigeons. Yeah, kind of basically, Loki. The Cog is purely a visual thing for new people coming in to be like, oh. And I truly think it is purely marketed towards, a generally, somebody who enjoys fitness, but isn't necessarily a pure cyclist. They're looking into a fitness thing, maybe like a Peloton user. They do some CrossFit on the side. They don't know what a Cog is. They don't know how to take one on and off. They don't know how to adjust a derailleur. They don't have the tools to do so. Buy this thing. Completely simple, stupid. And simple, stupid is truly a selling tactic. Yeah, exactly, Loki. Seriously. I think it's mostly just so that the person who doesn't understand the world of cycling and maintenance and repair and replacement, they see that and they're like, I get that, and I understand that. It goes on that gear, and I don't have to mess with it. I just have to shift until the noise stops, and you're good to go. And now I just use the little Bluetooth buttons. Easy peasy. That's the only angle I can see them going at, is purely to market towards a demographic of users that are not, maybe they haven't been in the world of cycling as long. When you put the cogs, you replace the whole free hub body. Yeah, that was a big manufacturing defect. I don't know. It's like when they started developing it, they thought that they'd want to keep it proprietary. And then in the end, they're like, this is stupid. We'll just open it up. But we already have this R&D. We've already spent $100,000 on making the free hub shaft sit on it right. Know what I mean? Wish.com DI2. Yeah, for real. Hey, what's up, kitten? Howdy. How are you? Great to see you. I still have yet to be able to catch a kick stream from you, man, and I am starting to kick myself for it. Must get rest. Do it, dude. Do it. Get better soon. So it's not the cassette, it's the entire free hub. Yeah, dude, isn't that a big, that was a, yeah, big flaw. Dude, why? That makes me so upset. The biggest flaw of this whole system. They could have literally made it fit on any Shimano free hub. Which would have been sick. Imagine you take your, you throw it on your outdoor wheel and you can instantly have a single speed. Just kidding, you can do that with a full cassette too. That's stupid. Not streamed in a while? Well, recovery is important, man. Killed it and sunk costs, just hyped virtual shifting. Yeah, there's no need for this hardware, for real. Other than they could have literally just sold the Bluetooth clicker. What do they call it? The Zwift Click? That could have been the virtual shifting, the Zwift Click. But I think they're like, well, then people will just buy, and then they could, I think it would compete too much with the play at that point. They're trying to kind of keep them separated, I think. Even if it's in a very poor way. From a hardware perspective, you think they have found most people who own a trainer are not likely to buy another soon. So they need to sell to a new market. Also means additional new profits for new user subscriptions. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, when your cassette wears out on your Zwift hub, your first cassette that you got with it, you know, you either buy a new, you know, 105 cassette for 50 bucks or a Ultegra cassette or something for 60 bucks or 70. You know, you can just buy the Zwift Cocg instead. So it's purely, yeah, new users are going to snap it up, and it might take a while before it starts to kind of flow into the Zwift Classic world. But you only see pitfalls. So the best thing is, though, you can completely ignore the Cocg if they do truly plan to bring virtual shifting to everyone. Which is the best thing about it, I think. It is, yeah, 14-tooth Cocg, apparently, which is, according to Zwift, the best gear ratio for erg mode. Bike shop mechanics, dude. There's nothing to service, like straight up. There's really nothing to service. It's literally a channel with one gear in the between, and you can slide the whole system in and out a little bit. What you wonder is that, what do you do when the Cocg wears out? Well, in theory, if you keep a non-stretched chain, it should, I mean, in theory, last basically forever, right? It's just when your chain starts wearing out that your cogs start to wear in differently. So if you keep replacing your chain well, or you keep them well oiled or lubed or well waxed, it could be one of those things you really never replace. Or if you have a trainer bike, your Zwift hub will stretch with your chain. Or resize with your chain, right? Could have just released a standard cassette with hub. Yeah, they could have. I truly think it is purely to market to people who have never seen this world before and have no intelligence or knowledge around bicycling infrastructure at all, or anything, you know? on the trainer. Yeah, clutch for real, man. Definitely not as bad as outside. And you know how it is. It's easier to forget inside, right? Race base, what's up? Race base. Your Wahoo kicker came pre-equipped, sir. Don't even worry. Race base has been on the insider crowd for ever since he bought that bike, and he didn't even know it. Yep, there you go. Simple. Oh, simple. Anyone could do it. Smart IRL bike. Just releasing each red. Yeah, when is the Zwift wheel going to come out and replace the kicker line? Or no, to compete with the I keep saying that. To compete with the kicker move or something. On the stack of all the other, yeah, we need some more articles to read. Actually, wear on the pins. Usually grit that causes wear. In an environment, you don't have the same issue. See, there you go. But then you have those people like me who fully embrace that and therefore never clean their drivetrain until it literally won't spin. Do not 3 out of 10 would not recommend that strategy. I gave it a 3 because technically it keeps you on the bike for a little longer. It caters for any bike being compatible with the trainer. That's the best part, Rob. Any bike. Any bike can go on the trainer. And there's no need to switch any part of the drivetrain to put a new bike on it. So as far as the hardware goes, that's really nice. But I guess in theory, nah, you really couldn't. I was gonna be like, if you had like a 8-speed bike, just find one gear that fits on like your 11-speed cassette. But no, that doesn't actually work. Yeah, there you go, race base. There you go. Then we won't feel as judged. Riding at 30% like an absolute pleb. Spleb, sorry. I forgot. Dirt is a form of lubricant. Yep. I mean, yeah. Anything can be a lubricant if you believe hard enough. Track. Never mind. Red had that half typed out before I said it. Yeah, so that's the thing. It'll work with it. So the only thing with that Naranja is that it has to chain tension still matters. So your chain would have to be sized for the 14 tooth cog. So that's the only thing. Yeah, something will line up enough to work. But I wouldn't think it'd be common for a track bike to have any sort of tension, or they just have a perfectly aligned chain and cassette. Just the exact number of teeth they need and links they need. Yeah, there you go, Rob. If you're 14 speed, don't have to change a damn thing. So people who have like 7-speed bikes, now they can get into Zwift. They don't have to be like, oh no, I need a new bike too to get the Zwift hub to work. Or I need to understand spacing by shim kit and trial and error the heck out of it. I mean, we did. My brother and I made a 7-speed work on a Cyclops trainer. So it is a thing. Then you can run anything under. Oh, okay. Yeah, I figure pulley or tensioners is not necessarily a thing, but a mountain bike, some mountain bikes, but they have derailleurs, so I guess that doesn't really matter. So you have a bit of a range then, but probably not the biggest range. Yep, exactly. Well, unless it's like dramatically smaller, but if you're on a single speed or a fixie, you're probably around a 14 already. Move the back wheel. Oh yeah, there you go. Which would also affect Zwift hub position because it's built into where the stays come together, right? At the hub mount. It basically has like mount it wherever or within the range. Actually, that's becoming a thing with touring bikes too. Or it's been a thing with touring bikes, having horizontal adjustment, especially with a lot of the bikes fitting multiple types of wheel sets now. You only need, yeah, okay, read that. You just hope the V-shift release to trainers other than the Zwift hub. And that is where we are unsure of right now. But it would not be in Zwift's best interest to do that. That's for sure. Your Peugeot fixie? Nice. And now you can ride it on Zwift. I'm almost want to get the Zwift hub just so I can ride my old steel 10-speed on it. That's what they're doing, Red. Those textured buttons are going to be shifting. So if you have the Zwift Play, you have all the hardware you need for virtual shifting. They're interchangeable. Yeah, they do, right? See, that's why I'm like actually applauding them for this. Like, they're doing okay. Like, this was an okay release. Unless they do try and lock it behind, like, the Zwift hub or something. Then, screw this release. This is the worst release ever. This was okay. Dude, is it bad that we're so excited that something's just an okay release? Oh, man. Oh, man. We're just a bunch of cynics, guys. It's not as bad as we freaking make it out to be. This is, oh, yep. Facts. That'll be my next OnlyFans release. Stay tuned. Dog is so mad at me today, guys. The last 2 days, I've forgotten to take his chuck it, which is basically a launcher for a ball. If you don't know what it is, my dog runs very far and fast, so you can't just throw it by hand. At least I can't, because I'm a weakling. So I need assistance to give him a proper workout. But it's been in my brother's car at work the last 2 days. My dog is getting so pissed at me. He's the kind of dog I can't just take out for a walk and him be happy. I have to run him until he collapses. The 10 lines, there you go. There you go, Race Face. Only $500. It's basically a steal. We'll ignore who's getting stolen from, but it is a steal. "14 minutes approximately." Hey, that is okay. Actually, that's stellar. You're giving me more credit than I deserve, Red. No, I know. Wait, were you talking about Brian's message? Red, isn't it great when you read messages out of order sometimes? Oh, man. Things I use my Zwift Play for Mostly. Power-ups and ride-ons. Speaking of. Get bombed. Well, this was a nice ride after yesterday's death march. Yeah, right, Red? Think of all those people you're giving them their ride-on achievements. Wonder where you learned that. We are all very good at reading messages in order, aren't we? Rest in peace, Tim. Rest in peace, Timmy. Seriously, Red, he did the chain cleaning and the wax stream too, where he taught us you don't need a fancy sonic cleaner to clean your chain. After giving a good ride on. Well, it's recommended to shower before and after a heavy ride-on usage. At least that's what I've been told. Allegedly, Red. I don't see a VOD. I don't see a VOD. How do I know that's the truth? Your TED Talk. Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's been that long, Red. I can't remember any of your inside jokes anymore, dude. Lots of practice. Nonsense. We're all born knowing what to do. It's the detraining. It's the detraining. It's all about efficiency. Who has time? Who has time in the world? We gotta be efficient. I'm not gonna guess it. Has anyone read the website details on the Zwift Cocg? No, but I do have the website pulled up. Do you want me to look through it, dude? Think about lightweight bike seat. Little hammock. Oh, that would be so cute. But I feel like it'd ride up in the front a bit. You'd have to be very strategic with how you did this. Oh, there you go. See, I just need to read longer. Basically, it's like those shorts with the boxer shorts with the pockets in the front, or the briefs that have the separating pockets. Basically that, but in bicycle seat form. Okay, I'm trying, man. I usually have a very vivid imagination. I'm trying, man. See, there you go. Innovation at its finest. I'm still up in the air. Not literally, but I still don't know whether to try those out. Maybe I'll give it a review. That would satisfy YouTube terms of services, I believe, if it's a fair and unbiased review of a product and how to use it properly. It explains. Okay, yeah. Let's look through it. Gone from Swiss slaves releasing. Welcome, welcome. only the hottest topics. Okay. So I'm on the Zwift page right now for the product, the Zwift product page. Let's see what we got. So it's $60 and it's probably gonna stay that. This whole like $80, they do that all the time. And rarely do they actually mark it down. Look at that! Zwift! Whoopsies! Typos! Ignore these! Ignore this! We don't see this! We ignore. Dude, they didn't even change the name of the adapter pieces from the Jet Black. They're like, we're not even going to develop those. Codpiece for life. You call me a codpiece? Okay. Unlock the full potential of the Zwift Hub with the Zwift Cog and Zwift Click. Enjoy all the features of the Zwift Hub 1, including virtual shifting, seamless compatibility with 8 through 12 speed. They say 8 through 12 speed. They say that, but then in the GCN video they show a 5 cog on it. Universal compatibility with almost any 8 through 12 speed bike and virtual shifting. Meaning it's compatible with other platform software. That's what they're saying there. It even includes a guard to keep your chain in place for mess and maintenance free riding. Coming soon to the Zwift shop, yeah. This is okay. So your money's on the ball hammock. Probably a smart gamble, Red, in all reality. It wouldn't be the same without you, Loki. Enjoy wireless virtual gear shifting with the Zwift Click. Quickly mount to any location on drop bars, flat bars, aero bars, and have shifting control where you want it. They're highlighting the virtual gearing under the Zwift Click, which kind of makes me hope that it's not Zwift Cog or Zwift Hub like we've kind of assumed. Proprietary. Zwift Play compatible. This goes back to that question that I answered for you, Red. Simply use your controls and get the most immersive Zwift experience when you pair Zwift Play wireless controllers with Zwift Cog. Unlock the ability to navigate the menu, steer, brake, shift, all from your handlebars. Virtual gearing. Spin up climbs and fly down descents with a full range of 24 silent, smooth virtual gears to choose from. I don't know why they don't have that. What is it? Is it the Elite bike? What is that bike? There's a bike out there that has basically unlimited shifting, up or down, right? I don't know why they made it 24, unless they're specifically trying to keep it like the Zwift or the Kicker bike that has like basically pre-programmed virtual cassettes. Oh, wait. Virtual shifting works by adjusting trainer resistance to stimulate gear shifts. We know that, definitely. Follow these steps for a hassle-free upgrade to the Zwift Cog on your Zwift Hub. Use the wrench, so it's a single tool replacement. And yes, you do have to take off the entire free hub body from the axle. No. Bad Zwift. Zwift Cog comes Zwift Cog comes pre-installed on new free hub body. So slide on the cog. Tighten the axle adapter, hit the virtual road. And it comes with a replaceable battery. Minimum lifespan before replacing is 50 hours, but that's just the click. So if you have the Zwift Play, you can kind of ignore that. 14-tooth single sprocket, Bluetooth only. Making a bit of a statement that there, I believe. They seem to be marketing it as a cog. Yeah, they are, definitely. The hardware itself will allow for the ability to swap bikes very easily. The first battery replacement, the child safe. Yeah, everyone will buy the 2028s or whatever and wonder why it keeps losing signal. But fun fact, I ran a 2032 in my polar heart rate monitor, basically its full life, without realizing it was the wrong battery. But it fit, and it worked. But then when I finally put the right size one, I'm like, oh, that's definitely fits better. All right. Shipping and returns. We need to review this. The biggest, most pronounced cog in all of virtual cycling. Yeah, that definitely kind of cleared up a few of the things we were just kind of assuming. What's up, DPM? Yeah, man, we're talking about the new Zwift Hub 1 that just came out. The refresh to the Zwift Hub. Can't say you're sold. See, people like a lot of us, don't take that the wrong way. Us people, a lot of us will have no need for this device. A lot of us, I think this will actually more sell the Zwift Play to a lot of people who already are users of Zwift and already have like a nice trainer and aren't looking to get right into the platform. Do you know what I mean? If anything, like if you have like my setup pretty dialed and I didn't have the Zwift Play, it probably would have just gone, oh, screw the Cog, screw getting a new trainer, buy the Zwift Play, and now it works with my hammer. All the things, and I want it now. I want my money, and I want it now. Oh, yeah. It's so funny, Clutch. There's so many stories in our community of people having to do such roundabout methods to get a hold of some of the Zwift stuff. It shows that we're truly a unique demographic. We are. Yeah, that's a Narex for sure, man. I think that's what Zwift is kind of banking on. It isn't real. I mean, has anyone actually been to Canada? Like, let's be real. No. Guys, Reten has a redeem. If you guys want some comedy, go into his channel and redeem the Canada redeem. The hope is, Red, is that it'll be way better. I mean, I'm assuming, or I would assume, it to be on par with the kicker bike virtual shifting. Right from the Newfoundland, UK on a skidoo. Yeah, skidoo. Pick up, play, skip back. Oh man, that'd be great. Get one of those little, there's like it's like, what is it called? There's a special type of Sea-Doo or Ski-Doo build that is actually like a liveaboard. It has like a little, basically it has like a table platform that sets out. There's actually a community of people who have Ski-Doos or those type of vehicles. And they'll have like a full setup there that they can basically be out on it all day. Yeah, yeah, Red. I think it'll feel great. I'll be real, I think it'll feel really good. No missed shifts. Being able to shift under insane resistance. It literally makes it a transmission. Like a roll-off. Zero resistance or all the resistance on the drivetrain, and it'll shift just the same. 24 hours. There's got to be an extreme race like that. That's got to exist. Rubber tubes, dude, Clutch. That's my childhood, man. But with a boat. Every freaking summer, I get pulled around behind a boat on an inner tube. Oh my god, 400 kph? Yeah, that's fine. It would work. Invented wireless cable and selling it as improvement. Look at this fancy new thing we invented. No, ignore that over there. It's nothing to do with that. This wasn't a rip-off from SRAM. Which wasn't a rip-off from basically fly-by-wire. Boat is less painful to fall off. Yeah, I know. There was a trend going around for a while on TikTok where people would jump out of a speedboat and people were really injuring themselves. But as somebody who has done that thousands of times, I know that it is not always dangerous. Well, it's dangerous, but not undoable. I was just starting to get into barefoot skiing when my dad sold his boat. Because he had a barefoot boat. It was for slalom skiing and barefoot. So it didn't put out barely any wake, but went very, very fast. Had a very narrow wake. A Sea-Doo. Wasn't he talking about going from Newfoundland to, yeah, I guess, to the UK? I guess I just assumed a watercraft. Oh, Ski-Doo on water. That, people do that also. Frozen water. Oh yeah, there we go. It's in the details. You're so broken you could never water ski with 2 skis, never had a problem with a single. Dude, 2 ski water skiing is just, I feel like that's way more dangerous. Oh my God. We had a follow. Let's freaking go. Actual, welcome in. How are you? I was like, whoa, I haven't seen that for a while. How you doing? Welcome in. Are you a Zwifter? We started Zwifting around 2020. We started during lockdowns. So I've been doing it just, it'll be 4 years in March. We're getting there. I think when I hit 4 years, I'll feel very accomplished. Slalom harder for most. Yeah, when you get up. Yeah, that's true. Cosmic Clan, let's freaking go. Yo, yeah, so Omega, and I grew up in the same town together. He was a little older than me, but we knew each other and hung out a few times when I was growing up. So it was really cool when I saw that he's on stream. Yeah, slalom, every time I've gotten up on skis, so here's the thing though. I was very, you know my joints, guys. I have really shit genetics when it comes to my joints. And I would pull and strain and dislocate things so much that having my feet separated and the ability for them to go apart was not worth the reward. It was too much of a risk. But I could be on a single ski. It took me longer to learn. But once I learned, at least my feet were connected and there was less likelihood of me really injuring myself. My main thing behind the boat was kneeboarding though. Ufio. Until now that I had to quit kneeboarding when I was around 12 or 13 because that was about the time I couldn't sit on my knees anymore. I still can't, and I probably never will be able to. The impingement is too extreme in my knees. Like I can't bring my heel up to my butt kind of thing. I can bring my knee up to my chest now that I have new hips, but I can't bring my heel up to my butt. Behind a boat, I usually use the wakeboard. Wakeboarding's fun. I was not very good, and our boat, like I said, was a slalom ski boat, so it didn't have a good wake. It was too narrow and too small, both. It was just like, it didn't have it didn't have a good lip at all, and that was on purpose. You didn't want a strong lip because you wanted to be able to slice through the wake. But wakeboarding was so fun. Every once in a while we'd have a friend that would bring one or we'd rent one. But I had my own kneeboard and we always had like a tube. So those were our regulars behind the boat. Man, I miss that. I basically grew up in the water. I spent a majority of my childhood either in a pool or in a lake. You learn to snowboard or you learn to ski. Wakeboarding is more natural. Oh, that makes sense. See, I was the opposite. And I've ridden snowboards a few times, but for one, I don't go to the snow very often. And two, I've only done it a couple times. Just feels weird. But my favorite thing to do when I go out skiing, and now everyone who's both a skier and a snowboarder is about to hate me, but I rode Big Feet. Mostly because I thought they were fun, but also you couldn't get them twisted the same. So there was less likelihood of me ripping my hip out of the socket or dislocating a knee. Skiing. Dude, I always thought it'd be fun to do cross country. Not only that, people who do cross country skiing are freaking monsters. Some of the strongest athletes in the world. So that's also really cool. You do, dude, that's sick, man. Now I see why you're so strong on the bike for long rides. And ski skating. The first time I saw that was out in Colorado during one of my bike tours. I'd never seen ski skates before. But Colorado people, God, if there's an outdoor activity, they freaking do it. And it's a family affair. I just ride along and all of a sudden there's like a whole family, like 3 or 4 kids. They're all doing their ski skating. You're not talking about the wheeled skis, right? Or are you talking about like an actual still goes on snow? Enjoying the music? Yeah, we're vibing. We have our low watt day playlist, and then we have our high watt day playlist. Tomorrow I'll be racing. I race every Thursday, more often than I don't. So on Thursdays we don't listen to this kind of thing because people don't want to fall asleep while I'm putting out an insane 200 plus watts. I know, sorry guys, didn't mean to flex there. Oh, not the oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely mixed it up. Then I do not know what ski skates are. I thought they were those basically summertime training skis in tracks using wax, and the motion is straight. I'm trying to imagine, what do you mean the tracks? Like preset tracks? You use push outwards at an okay, yes, okay, got it. Trad skiing, got it. And that's when you like shuttle through your legs, right? Oh my god, what's up, Jump Scare Love? Welcome in. How are you today? It's habit. Okay, so I have seen that. I just didn't know that there was a difference. Yeah, good question, Sai. How you doing, man? Lovely to have you back. Ski skating with style more. Okay, I didn't know there was a difference. I guess I just put them into the same category. Thinner, longer ski. Is the heel attached? Like Sai was asking? Skate ski? Yeah. Guys, quad skates for life. Quad skating for life. Not to flex, but I can do a 1.5 loop. Which, if you didn't know, is literally one of the first tricks you learn as a quad skater. As for actual skating, you prefer Nordic blades with a skate ski binding. Nice curve. Dude, you guys are speaking a different language to me right now. As you can tell, if it's not just grossly obvious, I grew up nowhere near the snow. Nowhere near the snow. The closest snow to me growing up, and it was not skiing, is not skiable. I guess you could free ski it, but it wasn't the best experience. Also because people went hunting over there, so gotta be careful. But it's about 2.5 hours drive, and the actual closest resort or place with lifts is about 3 to 4 hours away. Winter Olympics, PS1 game. Still one of the best. Guys, the free skating in the Winter Olympics is still one of the best events in my opinion. That's if you guys watch the ice dancing, that's what I did, but not on ice. That's what I did on quad skates. You set your riser up. Oh, dude, that's nice, actually. Very ergonomic. I guess makes sense. It's for touring. Use a skin. Dude, that would be so interesting to do. Ski tours. Cross-country skiing. And pull it off after climbing up the hill. Descending cross-country skis trails is so fun. Way more chaotic on tiny little matchstick skis. So I'll tell you, watching cross-country skiers descend looks so fun. It just is like, just so much more active. And everyone else is doing, parallel leg carves, and you're doing those like knee down, like really getting a lot of separation and carving. It does look also very peaceful, very methodic, and I don't know. My bike just got a bath. Hoop me up. Hoop me up, bro. Dude, that would be really fun. If I ever have another reason to go up to Canada. I do want to do the Trans-Canada Trail really bad. I think that would be so fun. And low intensity, like, it's still like out in the middle of freaking nowhere, but everyone speaks English. It's easier. Perfect. Dude, then I can't not go through there without hitting you up. Or I'm just a jerk. Just to warn, yeah. I figure. I kind of hope for that, though, in some weird way, Clutch. I kind of hope that that's true. At my, with my background in touring, oh, sorry, the music's way loud. That sounds absolutely lovely. Because most of my touring has been pretty populated. basically the next step from the Tour Divide would be something like the Trans-Canada or the Baja Divide. And I think Trans-Canada would before Baja. Down south, you have to worry about the coyotes, but up north, you got to worry about the grizzlies. I'd say the most sketchy area I've ridden through, according to the locals, was southern New Mexico desert for that reason. Oh, you're thinking about the hiking route? Yeah. I don't have time for that toxicity. I refuse to be lumped into the category of a backpacker. I'm more refined than that. I am a bicycle tourist. We take showers and take days off and eat candy. Hiking route goes down sections of highway and other places. Really? Just because they don't have the infrastructure for the actual trail yet? It's literally the opposite for the Great Divide, Clutch. If you do the Continental, the CDT, you're like in the middle of frickin' nowhere for most of it. But then you do the Great Divide. Technically, nearly the same thing, but it's not. Nowhere near. It's like logging roads, then there'll be like a small trail that goes up and over the divide, and then you go back down to logging roads, and you go into a town. You leave the town, hit a logging road, ride for a bit, find an offshoot that goes up and over the Continental Divide, then lead back to a logging road. That's basically the Great Divide in a nutshell. There are a lot of single tracks in truly remote areas, but if you're covering 50 plus miles a day, and most people on tours are, you're never not hitting a town almost every day until you do like the basin, the section through Canada, and then a couple other sections. But for the most part, you hit a town at least every other day. And the most time usually between stops might be 3 days if you're not just smashing. Jasper to Banff, you've hiked some of it. Yeah, that would be basically the most wild of all of the divide would be the Jasper spur or section. Lead in, I guess now. Parts of the Great Divide you think I might have fun doing, which isn't part of the race. Yeah, they do like some of the bypasses, like one of them I'm kind of upset I didn't do, but at the same time, it allowed me to go to Brush Meadow Lodge, which is iconic. But there's one of the bypasses goes through Columbine, and apparently it's beautiful. It's like a beautiful stretch of bypass. The zipper, you think I would enjoy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I also, I'm one of the lazy people that did the Fernie bypass when I did the Great Divide. Please don't judge me. So I missed the wall. And I am very upset that I missed the wall. Though I had plenty of other hike-a-bike sections, so it really wasn't like, oh, now what am I going to experience a hike-a-bike? No, trust me, there were plenty of those. Pro tip, guys, if they're ever on a tour that requires you to hike a bike up a hill, have a strap that you can loop around your waist and around the seat post of your bike so that you're pulling from your waist. Oh, you'll thank me. And even if you end up like tripping and falling over your bike, it's far better than having to push your bike up a hill. Pro touring hacks with Pookie right there, guys. Strap yourself to your seat post for hike a bike uphill. If I come in summer, You have the absolute best bike trail section. Fast turns, rolling rises, and real airtime. Oh, dude. So I'll need to bring my mountain bike. Well, my off-road touring bike is a mountain bike, so it's also a play bike. And no one really knows. Ooh, yes, please. I want to know. I want to see it. Yeah, I saw the video of Lyle hiking her bike down into it on her back. Cross bikes. Ew. Oh, that would be fun, actually. I've never ridden a cross bike. Suspension. Suspension is for weaker constitutions than us. Of course. Looks not fun. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I saw that. I was like, what is going on right now? Why are people doing this? But I kind of get it. So a lot of like bike packing and bike touring is kind of evolving a little bit. And it always has been, but now it's starting to more. Where it's becoming more about the traversing of areas in any means possible. Like some people will do like, they'll have like packable like kayaks and things now too. Well, that's been a thing for a while, but they'll do like bike and kayak packing. There was like when I was starting, when I did the Transamerica Trail, I ran into a chick who was with another couple other people. The first lady ever to kayak across the US. And she was about my age, so it was really cool. When I ran into her crew at one of the campsites. But that's becoming a thing, is like living or traveling across basically places where sometimes even a bike can't manage, and you have to like pack it up. That's like the next, feels like the next level. With a backpack, right? I've seen some of the most hardcore hiking and trail running channels do the rim to rim and just get like trashed. It really makes me, well, I'll definitely have to do a lot of more thinking before I look into that kind of stuff. Dude with a pontoon boat that deploys from his bike. Yeah, dude, there's some crazy stuff out there now. Like, how cool would it be to ride across a Great Lake or something? Or at least one of the small sections between land masses, and then ride out the other side. Has kayaked most of the major rivers in Canada. Dude, nice. That's right, I remember you telling me about you have whitewater rafting and experience with proper rafting. You saw it live? Nice. I would like to try something like that. I'm the kind of crazy that would be on a team that did like a rowboat across the Atlantic or something. I see those types of races and I'm like, that kind of speaks to me. Difficult hike, snow in the canyon, the week you were planning to do it. That's the thing though. It's like with the Grand Canyon, you are guaranteed to be in the opposite most extreme microclimates at some point, right? Whether it's going from 100 degrees into freezing or the opposite. Yeah, mountain sport athletes, yeah. Basically, it's alpining. The spirit of alpining coming to bike packing is literally what this thing is. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, you go all the way from the north. As an English speaker, this is very appealing. Mostly because the only other extreme route I've seen like this that I've considered is the Pan-Pacific from here to... Oh, what am I doing? I was like, a little too far north, down to here. But that was strictly bike packing, not hiking. That's for backpacking, yeah. Yeah, dude. Dude, that sounds so fun. And still, it sounds like something very doable, at least for me. Because I have all the kit I think I would need. I would just have to do a little bit of practice with maybe my calorie carry would be much different than doing the Great Divide, where I only have to carry 2 to 3 days of food at a time. Yes, dude. This stuff speaks to me. Oh, this stuff speaks to me. The hardest and longest self-supported bike race in the world. Maybe the longest. It's definitely close to the Trans-Siberia, I would think. But probably along the same vein. The main one, that is. Done with 2 formats. Competitive race or shorter non-competitive touring. Yeah, who has time for that? Man, it would be so fun to get on the finisher list. I'm one of, at least when I did it, I'm one of now only 40, or when I did it, I was the 49th person ever to log both the Trans-America Trail and the Great Divide. Officially. Legit, dude, I bet. Doom has had friends that have done the Trans-Siberia. So he's come in here and told us some stories about it. But, oh man, that looks so good. But yeah, completely different. I would have to carry probably an extra 30 pounds of food. On that trip, which means I would need a proper top bag, rack bag, which I do. I have one from Overboard, like a really heavy-duty, big frickin' whitewater duffel. But then I also have the Ortlieb top roller bag, which is smaller and lighter, but also waterproof, but not to the same degree. And it's noticeably thinner. Trans Am. Yeah, I think that really just goes for anywhere. But yeah, there's definitely some areas, especially as you go more east, I hate to say. But people just, as you go more east, they just don't have the same opinion and experience around cyclists. Oh, yes, that too. Though most of the routes on the TABR are on more like rural roads and like less used roads. There are some places where it's like the only way to get over this mountain pass, but I don't know. I would say I didn't mind the narrow roads as much as I did when I started getting to the East Coast. I think the most dramatic thing for me when I was riding was the change in population demographic around cycling experience and things. Because it was, guys, like this is straight up my experience. When I was on the West Coast, people would like go out of their way to like pull off to the road and like wave me down and to chat with me and, hey, how you doing? Hey, you need anything? Or like, it was just very active experiencing. with people. Then as I moved east, the waves and the stopping me and things like that went from like this over-exaggerated thing to like, oh, hey. And then as I went more and more east, it was like, then eventually it was just the finger. And then that was completely replaced with, what the hell? Who the hell do you think you are? Like, straight up, though. That being said, I think I told you, Clutch, that it was California, though, that ran me off, where I was ran off the road, or nearly died. I wasn't ran off the road, but I ran someone off the road accidentally. Replaced, yeah, exactly. It went from the index finger to the bird finger. It was a interesting thing. It happened around the time I left Chicago, or like Ohio area. Like the transition, I started experiencing it in Ohio, maybe a little bit in Michigan, because I went up in through Michigan too. I did a really long bypass that added like 1,000+ miles. But once I got past kind of Ohio, the world I experienced completely changed. Be careful out there, I know, man. It's not if, it's when. And the more you ride outside, the more the when outweighs. Alrighty, 2 hours. All right, we'll call it there. 2 hours of chill riding. Should set us up nice for tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, before I go, let me find out where we're racing tomorrow. Probably would be a good thing to do. TTT race schedule. Oh, whoa, it did it without me signing in. Normally it makes you sign in, and then you go back to the homepage, and then have to go back to the thing. Wow, we're almost done with the year, guys. Look at this. Look at this. We're almost done with this season. You got to get going and talk later. Hey, thanks for chatting, Clutch. It's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun that you have a lot of parallels in things that you've done in your life, so it's, I don't know. It's cool to chat. But yeah, so guys, we got here. Volcano Flat. I don't really like this one. It's not the worst, but you do 3 laps. Guys, I do not like multi-lap courses. Let me make this bigger so you can see. There you go. Oh, it's good. Yeah, take it easy yourself, man. Don't work too hard. Oh, this will be my birthday one, guys, but the day after my birthday, we're doing country to coastal, so maybe I'll take it off. Whoa! That's new. Under construction. Whoa! I never knew you could do that. Nice. Well, guys, they're not listing the best TTTs, which are actually in December. The 2 best TTTs are in December. The last, the Christmas TTT and the New Year's TTT are the best of the year. I prefer the Christmas TTT over the New Year's, but the New Year's is a lovely, lovely route. So, let's see. We got this, which is I would say it's a 1, but it's kind of rolly for being a 1. But not as rolly as this one. But it's a 1 lap, and so mentally I feel like this is more manageable. It's a little shorter too, so that's kind of nice. Then hilly route. What is that going to be, a 3 or 2 lap or 3 laps? So 3 times up the KOM. That's fun. This is one of the fastest courses right here. On all of the TTTs, if not the fastest one. It's either this one or the one in the other direction that's faster, but I think this one's a bit faster because most of the intestines are in the downhill direction, whereas you kind of got this like uphill drag that goes on this northern section. But it's very subtle, and as a light rider, like if there's a false uphill, like I am chilling. Like that is the best scenario for me. I get the optimal draft and then the optimal like multiplier on my watt per kilo, like in the game physics, like between basically a +0 to about a +2 or a +3, and then it evens out a little bit, but I still of course have the uphill advantage a lot of times. This one's fun. This is a fun one. UCI Worlds, the reverse direction, I prefer because you get the 3 punches out of the way at the beginning of the lap and at the beginning of the second lap, and then the long drags, which I feel are more manageable when I'm fatigued over the punches, come in the latter part of the laps. And then it's a flat finish, which is just, once you get up to the fan flats over here, oh man, it is, it's fast moving. And if you bonk, but you make it up with the group, usually you can draft all the way to the finish banner at the very least, even if you can't do a turn. I speak from experience. When my first race back for the TTTs after my hip replacements was Richmond reverse, and I remember bonking so hard getting up that climb and then just barely being able to put out 200 watts to the finish line, but the draft was so good. That was when the draft was like really good for TTT though, like way good. Not as good now and not as fast. Dan actually had the same situation where Dan, he completely cracked, but we got him over the hill with us and he was able to draft all the way to the finish. It's a long drag, and you don't want to do it. Your brain is like, you basically have to turn your brain off because you're still like 5 minutes out after that. So you kind of really have to go at it, maybe even 6 minutes out. And so like, it's mentally, it can be a mental challenge, that's for sure. But yeah. And then, of course, the December ones, which are the best TTTs of the year, which they don't put those on the list because they want to keep everyone, you know, they don't want to let the cat out of the bag too early and, you know, spoil everyone's excitement over these amazing routes. Guys, if you haven't hung out on streams, if you haven't been in the community during the TTT winter season, you're gonna love it. Or you're gonna hate it. You're either going to love it or you're just going to hate it. Most of my team hates it. I love it. Alrighty. Anyway. Let's find a raid. I think most of you guys have probably trickled out by now, which I would have probably done the same because I'm just being boring at this point. Alrighty. I'm going to send you guys over to Bullet. Because he's... No! Bullet! No! 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 Hold on, guys. I got him.
Cancel. Bro, Pookie, I've been on for like 4 hours, bro. ZRL. Yeah, Tuesday. No, I gotta be good. I can't do it. I lied. Don't invite me, Nate. Don't fucking invite me.
Well, we're not rating Bulletfall. Yeah, I go over to his stream, guys, and he's rating me. You know that's a... You know it's all love here when that happens.
Matter of fact,
oh shoot, I'm not even in the right category. No wonder I met new people today.
So is there anybody to raid there? Matter of fact,
I'm gonna raid Robin.
In.
I never get to raid Robin. He's been on an hour 7. Yeah, we're gonna raid him.
I almost did, dude. That was close, bro. That was fucking close. I have to be good, dude. These fucking
dude, that was a close one.
Road has me doing are insane, dude.
Guys, if you don't know Robin Schotten, he's been in the community a while. He started streaming in 2020 as well. A little quieter. He doesn't hang out in chats as much, but good guy. So we're gonna go over there.
I shouldn't complain about because I fucking love it. Yes, exactly. Home knows.
Have a good one.
But
You too,
this is
villager.
what I've been asking for is like hard workouts. So here we are. Let's fucking.
He's been
go.
asking for hard workouts. We'll give him a hard workout. Am I right? Echo. He does speak English, guys, Robin. Just so you know.
Pokebot. Hi. See you. Sorry, didn't recognize that you say something in chat. Nice to see you. And thank you for bringing you viewers to me. Hope you have a fine day.